So this morning, I just want to focus on the point. I just want to focus on the point, go all the way. And after that video that we just watched, I'm sure you will appreciate why we should go all the way. Because if we do not, then our lives that we live will not mean anything. Alright? I am the first one to acknowledge the impact of this business and the 90-day challenge in particular. It is the impact that is having on me. Right? First, regarding my personal development. I have grown so much since I became a part of this business. I'm not the person that I used to be. The things that I'm now saying, I never used to say them. But guess what? Just like what Nicole said, we know we could say it. You know, it's a part of us. But we have to step out of the box, and we have to let the world know who we are and what our contribution is. The other thing that I got out of this is that it helps me to be focused. Keep me focused, stay focused. And a third thing is that it challenges me so that I can become more than what I thought I am. So I realize that we are capable of doing almost anything. We have only one setback, the state of our mind. There seem to be a voice in our head telling us that it is impossible to accomplish. It is impossible. We cannot do it. There's always some thinking that, oh, this is not for me. I was not cut out for that. Hence, the need for us to continually motivating ourselves to be positive. Right? I can recall having a positive state of mind, having tasks to do, and did it with ease and success. Another time, I can remember myself in a position, really not focusing, demotivated, and the very same task seemed so surmountable. For example, I would be approaching a prospect, inviting them to take a look at the product. Sharing the information was exciting and many times was received by the customer. Often results in a sale or future customer. While on other occasions, approaching someone to introduce the very same offer and product experience, causes me to sweat, perspire, to be fearful. In these two scenarios, the only difference was how I was feeling and my mental status at the time. So always try to be conscious of your emotions and avoid letting it play any negative role in the process when prospecting. Emotions and distractions are always there. We need to be aware of them. So, as I said, we should go all the way. Don't let emotion or distraction sidetrack you. Make up your mind, decide what is it that you want to accomplish, and think of what you need to do, and just do it. Not according to how you feel, but because based on the purpose, your desire. Go all the way no matter how you are feeling. You are only successful when you have completed the task or process. Half measures achieve us nothing. Half measures achieve us nothing. In a world of success and achievements, half measures achieve nothing in terms of results, except for trying out tiring out the person who engage in the half measures. Right? Only those who go all the way and see things through until they are done experience the rewards that the marketplace has to offer. Only those who go all the way and see through until the end, until they are done, experience the rewards. So if you do not complete the task, if you don't complete the journey, you will never see the reward that is there. Right? If we want to see the reward of this 90-day challenge, then we must go all the way, successfully completing our daily goals and targets. So we should have the right mindset. With the right mindset, every goal can be completed. We must tell ourselves that we will, right? Not that we are going to try or if, but you have to decide that you will, that we will. We must tell ourselves that we will. Whatever it takes, we will get it done. Whatever I fully commit, whenever or whatever I fully commit myself to accomplish, I almost always accomplish as long as it was practically in my ability. And this is something that I personally have proven. I've seen something that others have given up on. And I decided to stick to it and think about it and understand what it is and see what the problem is. And as soon as the problem becomes clear, is that the solution now start to flow. So as long as you never give up, as long as you commit to find a solution, as long as you commit to prospect 10 persons for the day and you never give up, you see it through to the end, you go all the way, there is only one solution you can get, and it's to accomplish it. We have a brain or mind to accomplish anything we desire, even easier than we often think. Don't overthink. Just begin the journey. As you traverse, as you go the journey, the how will appear, right? So all we need to is to begin and to stick to it. Develop a stick-to-itiveness. Always look forward. Forward still. Backward never. Right? When it becomes difficult, increase your actions. When you are not reaching your target, increase your effort. Put more effort into it and focus on that single thing that you're working on. Forget about everything else that wants to distract you and see it through to the end. Go all the way. Whatever you have not yet achieved, keep at it until you achieve it. Never stop. Go all the way. Break down your targets into small targets, right? Break down the larger target into small target. If you want to sell 115 products, commit yourself to sell 5 products first. And time yourself. Commit yourself. If you are prospecting 10 persons, focus on prospecting 2 or 3 first. Accomplish that. Then you take another 2 or 3 persons. So in the back of your mind, you will see you have the bigger project, the bigger target, but break it down into smaller targets that you know that you can achieve. And each time you achieve it, you go for the other one. Time yourself and complete these small targets in the smallest possible time. Compete against yourself. Compete against yourself. And this is, alright, I'm going to give an example. When I'm doing my exercise, my walk, I have a time that I give myself to complete the walk, to complete the journey. In order for me to complete that journey, what I have to do is that within that walk, I have targets on the way that I try to accomplish. Simple targets. It might be someone who is ahead of me just casually walking. And I said, I need to pass that person before that person reaches a certain point. So it pushes me in that moment, right? So that I can accomplish as much as I can for that moment. And as soon as that is accomplished, I find another target within the journey that I can use to push myself. So what I'm saying is that if we decide to achieve something today, we know what the bigger goal is. We know what we want to accomplish by the end of the day. What is it I need to do now, that I can do now, that is going to push me ahead? Let us focus on it. Get it out done and take something else rather than having the picture of the bigger target in our head all the time. Set 10 minutes and target yourself to speak to a certain amount of persons. So you may be on a 15-minute break. All right, you say, okay, I have 15 minutes. Let's see how many calls I can make within this 15 minutes. How many persons that I can introduce this product to in this 15 minutes. It's not about being perfect. It's not about being, you're stretching yourself to see how many persons you can make connection with, right? If persons don't know you, they cannot flow you. So your objective is to have connection with people, and so that they have an idea what you are doing, so that and these are ways that you can make appointments, make connections for future presentation. But you have to first connect to people. So push yourself to the limit. Know this. You cannot exhaust the energy that you have. So the reason for us not completing anything, physically, mentally, whatever it is not because we are unable to do it. It's not that we lack the energy. We might say, oh, I'm stressed, or I'm tired, or whatever that might be. But all of those things are all mental. The energy that we need to do whatever we need to do comes from inside. Think about it. Have you ever been hungry and think that you're going to die? And for some reason, something come up and you find more than enough energy to do it and even forget that you were hungry. The energy is in you. So if your mindset is right, if you focus on your goal, if you go all the way, then the reward is going to be yours. The reward is going to be yours. Sometimes when you are very motivated or excited, even forget to eat, as I said. The energy just comes up and you just accomplish. Right? Whatever scares you, it's just a distraction. When there is fear, it's time for you to take action. So let's go all the way. All the way. When you go all the way, always try to do extra. Never settle for just the target. Always try to go beyond the target. 10x if you may. Have a 10x mentality, 10 times the target mentality, then the minimum is going to be your target, because your goal is going to be beyond the target. And if we have that mentality, then success will be the order of the day. Now, this is my thought for today. And I trust that everyone who is listening will understand what I'm saying, that we should motivate ourselves. Don't allow ourselves to motivate us. Let our mind be the controller, not our environment, not how we feel about things. Feeling comes and feeling goes. Right? But so let us focus, let us stay the course, and let us go all the way. At this time, I would like to unmute Sir Christopher, and I hope that he can I want to unmute Sir Christopher so that he can contribute something. Hello, Sir Christopher, are you hearing me? Can you?
Hey, good morning, Sir Clinton Daly.
Okay, good. This morning, yes. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Very powerful thought you have left with us this morning, going all the way. On a personal level, Clinton, every major success I've had in my life has been as a result of me taking these words literally, going all the way. I recall back in the day when I was a cricketer. I played cricket at the high school level, and I came up against some very strong opponents. I played against Chris Gale. I played against Marlon Samuels. I played against Tamar Lambert and all the other top guys at that point in time in Jamaica. And I recall, Sir Clinton,
yes,
a game against KC. KC was a top team at that point in time, and we were in the same zone. And I recall being a pace bowler bowling at 90 miles per hour. But I was an unknown quantity because this was my first time playing Sunlight Cup, as they call it then. And I recall that preparation that I implemented prior to the game. Marlon Samuels was playing a Saturday game, a Senior Cup game at Melbourne. And I knew I was going to be playing against him on the Tuesday. You know what I did, sir? Outside of my regular preparations, I went to the game and I watched him bat for the entire duration of his innings. And I saw his weaknesses, I saw his strength, and I came back on the Tuesday and implemented the things I saw. Sir, it was one delivery. And when I looked, I saw the wicketkeeper running towards me, and the stumps catapulting towards the wicketkeeper going back. He was bowled for a duck by you know who. Right? For that entire season, I was, if you go back and look at it, you can do the research, 1997. I was one of the top pace bowlers right here in Jamaica. Financial constraint caused me not to be a West Indies player any at all, but we'll go into that for another day. But the fact of the matter, the point I'm making is that I knew what my objective was, and I went all the way. Being a university student as well, I made up my mind. I'm here at Louis. I'm not the brightest, by no means necessary. I'm not the most intellectually competent, but what I'm not going to do, I am not going to fail a course. I've never gotten anything less than a B plus at undergrad. I've never gotten anything less than a B plus at my postgrad level. I remember being in a course with all directors, with all CEOs and executive directors. This was a program, a postgrad program with all those caliber persons who came out on top in that program. I was the top performer because I made up my mind that I am going all the way. Come back to Vida Divina. I came and I saw hundreds of people in Vida. When I came into Vida Divina, Karen Matthias was doing exceptionally well. Aisha Queen and all those people, Sir Albert Jecke. I came and I saw Fabian E. I saw all these people. But what did I do? I sat down. I made a plan. I wrote down my plan. I told people about writing down your plan, writing your goals, and creating a plan around that. It's not a fluke. I did that. I wrote my plan. And my plan, the first part of my plan was, number one, have as many people to testify about the product as possible. I had over 1,000 customers in my first 3 months doing this business. From those customers, I had about 200 to 250 persons who said, listen, I can sell this to somebody else. These are my customers now that I turned into business partners, right? Lo and behold, I'm talking to you today with the title attached to my name as Diamond, because yes. I went all the way. I am not the guy who's, if I'm doing something, if I'm going to go half-hearted. No, it makes no sense. You're wasting your time and you're wasting the time of the people around you. You're wasting the time of the people who are depending on you. And so it's very, very important for you to be all in or nothing at all. And sad to say this, but it's the reality. One of the weaknesses I've found with my business partners in Vida Divina is that they are not going all the way. We are not all going all the way, ladies and gentlemen. That is the reality. We are not all in. We don't see this as the ultimate. It is this or nothing at all. We have too many options. There are people who have their 9 to 5s, and so they can depend on that. There are people who have their husbands and their spouse. There are people who can get something from overseas from somebody. I have I have nobody to depend on. I am me. I have to set the tone. I have to set the stage. The things I achieve is because of the work that I have done and the grace that God has given to me. It's not because of the effort of somebody else. So very solid thought circling on this morning. And thank you very much for sharing. And I know the team is empowered because of this particular perspective.
Wonderful.
This morning. Thank you so much for your share, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. And thank you very much. I'm not sure if Sir Albert can comment, but it would be nice if we could get a closing remarks from him and how he feels about our topic for this morning. Sir Albert?
Definitely, Mr. Clinton Daly. You did a very, very wonderful job, so I want to give you your kudos.
Thank you, sir.
My takeaway from your training was being able to block off time and do this. And at times, a lot of people, this is over my 10 years experience in network marketing, a lot of people's issues is they don't have a plan, like Mr. Christopher Thomas said, right? They don't have a plan. They know they want to do Vida Divina. They get behind our computer, they get behind our phone, and they do not know what to do, right? Imagine wanting to lose weight, and you just show up to the gym. You don't know what exercise that's what. You don't know the right foods to eat. You don't know the right cardio to do. You don't know when to do cardio. You don't know the right amount of hours to sleep. Weight loss is not going to happen, right? So you need a plan. And you got to keep it real with yourself. And at times, a lot of people don't keep it real with themselves. You got to keep it real with yourself and ask yourself, like, do I really want to do this? Is this something I want to do? Am I a customer? Am I an affiliate trying to do this part-time? I'm an entrepreneur. Like to me, Vida must work, right? One of the reasons why me and Chris see eye to eye is we both do this full-time. And it must work. It's not an option. Like, I cannot afford to let my volume go to zero, right? I cannot afford to fail. And whenever you in life, you can't afford to fail, you're going to win. Because failure is never an option. So once you understand failure isn't an option, and the second is, what is your plan to succeed? And you work your plan regardless of how you feel. Because trust me, I ain't feel like waking up this morning. Right? At times I don't feel like doing an opportunity call. At times I don't feel like, but the only people that get to do things on how they feel like here is children. Children are the only people that are allowed to operate on how they feel. But as adults with responsibilities, it doesn't matter how you feel. So you got to have a plan and work at the plan. Show up. Detach yourself from the outcome and just do the work. And once you do the work, the results is going to show. And the beautiful thing about the results is it compounds beyond expectation. By me just prospecting people, selling products, and prospecting my customers, like Chris said, I came across Karma Tires. And carry on, and through that, it led to other people, it led to Chris, it led to so many people. And now there's a big movement. So the beautiful thing is you don't know where your diamond is, right? You don't know where your sapphire is. You don't know where your platinum is. You don't know where your gold or silver is. But what you have control is selling products and recruiting people and doing that at the maximum effort. And once that is your mindset, I'm going to do this at the maximum effort, everything else will take care of itself. The diamond, the double diamond, the rose gold, the platinum, the ranks will come. Just do your part. Make your plan and work your plan. So that's all I have to say today, sir.
Thank you very much, Sir Diamond, JK. And I want to thank everyone who tuned in this morning. And I trust that as we go through the weekend, that we will see the best of ourselves and in this business. We'll prospect the most, and we will sell as many products as we possibly can, so that we can achieve that result that we desire. Thank you for everyone, and I trust that you may have a wonderful day. Peace out. This is the official end of this call. Have a good day, everyone.